How's it going, everyone? I want to give you guys a heads up on a massive free beta, an opportunity for you to play one of the biggest games of 2025 for free this weekend, and the preload is live right now. I am, of course, talking about Battlefield 6. We will quickly cover that, and then also some great physical game deals for you guys as well. By the way, BF6 will be having a physical release. I do quite like the Phantom Edition. The Phantom Edition's got a pretty cool cover, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna probably buy the game physically, but gotta say, I looked at that box and I'm like, damn, yo, this Phantom Edition looks kind of great. I'll probably end up getting the game digitally, but for those of you that do want to get the game physically, it is available physically as well. But the open beta is live to preload right now, and it will be kicking off this weekend, and there will be 2 weekends that the game will be available for, August 9th to the 10th, and then the 14th to the 17th, so that will be live. I am incredibly excited about Battlefield 6. I'm on that hopium, you guys. I am on the hopium. I saw the reveal trailer. First of all, EA, whoever did the reveal trailer, did a phenomenal job with it as far as the music, the tone of the game, which I think is so important given that this game is to be the alternative to Call of Duty. You need to set the tone right as far as what this game is going to be and what kind of military shooter is it ultimately going to be. Then we see the gameplay reveal and it's like everything Battlefield fans have wanted. Now, again, it's EA. You can go screaming, don't pre-order it. Bro, the game is the top selling game on Steam. If the open beta delivers, and really, the terminology being used, like if you want to define it as an open beta, if you want to define it as more of a network test, because we're 2 months out from the game actually coming out. The big changes, like the game is what the game is. It's not going to make massive changes over the course of 2 months, but an opportunity for the open beta to be a promotional vehicle. I think that's incredibly important. I think you need a lot of people to check out the game because yes, while there's a lot of positive momentum right now, let's be honest, EA doesn't have a lot of great goodwill. Battlefield doesn't have a lot of goodwill after the last 3 releases. That's Hardline, Battlefield 5, and 2042 have left a lot to be desired in terms of the long-term outlook. 2042 has gotten a lot better, but in terms of this being where I know EA wants Battlefield to be, it needs to do all it can to cultivate that goodwill ahead of the launch. And let me also add this, the stars will, I don't want to say never align again, but it'll take a long time for the stars to align as perfectly as it is right now for Battlefield to really come out as a big alternative to Call of Duty, because Call of Duty, this year's COD, is a meme release. Black Ops 6 came out last year. It's very much akin to Modern Warfare 3 coming out in 2023, a year after Modern Warfare 2. You got Black Ops 7 this year. We know that there's a little bit of fatigue. This is the opportunity for Battlefield to come in, not to dethrone COD, but to really establish itself to be a quality alternative. I've talked to so many people about Call of Duty recently, especially more from a casual lens, because that's who I want to talk to in terms of assessing where Call of Duty is at right now. And people that are around my age, late 20s, 30s, mid-30s, early 40s, or even older than that, I feel like there is a lot of fatigue in the direction that Call of Duty is going. The Rick and Morty crossovers, the wild skins, things of that nature. I think Battlefield needs to come out and be not super realistic. We're not going for Ready or Not here. Like, relax there, buddy. But we can be something that is a little bit more in line with that military shooter experience that I think a lot of people want. I think that's ultimately all they need to do. I get how the bread is made in 2025. I get you're gonna have battle passes. I get you're gonna have cosmetic microtransactions. They're not going to go away from that. For anybody that's a consumer that is expecting that or is like, oh, they got to do this, they got to get rid of... Bro, they're not going to get rid of microtransactions. If you can passively make money off a game for years and years from a business standpoint, I understand. I can comprehend why they do the things that they do. But there should be a bit of a balancing act, and I think we can tackle it in a way that won't completely break immersion like Call of Duty has done. But we'll see. Again, I might be on crazy amounts of opium. I've been on opium before when it comes to Battlefield. I just desperately harken back to those days in 2011 and 2013, being so into Battlefield 3, being so into Battlefield 4. I even played Hardline and I had a decent time with it, but after that, I just feel like Battlefield's just not been the same to me. But hopefully BF6 can get people to jump back in and at least give it a shot. And I think doing an open beta makes a lot of sense. But check it out. You can preload it right now. I'm sure the servers are going to be a little bit crazy because I assume a lot of people are going to want to be checking this out. So be mindful of that as well. But there you go with that. Available for free. And for those of you not completely sold on the game, I totally understand given where EA's been. Try out the beta and then decide for yourself. All right. Do want to cover some great deals that are available right now, physical game deals. Persona 3 Reload down to 20 bucks on Amazon. Great deal for Persona 3 Reload, a game that I really enjoyed. Look, maybe if you watch our videos regularly, you hear me, I don't know, perceived to be crapping on Persona all the time and then glaze Metaphor. Look, I like Metaphor better than Persona, the Persona games, but Persona's still great, and Persona 3 Reload was a very enjoyable game. I will say, this is a faithful remake, and there's still a lot of dated elements to this game, most notably the Tartarus. I think, you know, in 2025, the Tartarus isn't great, but from a story standpoint, a character standpoint, soundtrack standpoint, bro, Mass Destruction is still one of the greatest battle tracks to a JRPG. There's a lot of great tracks in the game, and the game itself is still very, very enjoyable. For $20, it's a no-brainer, so good to see that to get a little bit cheaper. Assassin's Creed Shadows is down to $49.99. Look, I'm just the messenger, you guys. Don't take me to the gallows for noting that it's at a new low price point. I foresee this getting down to around $35 during Black Friday, so if you want to wait a little while, that may end up paying dividends. Look, at this stage of the game, I feel like you can assess whether or not you like the current style of Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, you could be like, oh my god, Naoya and Yasuke are charisma vacuums. Bro, Ivor was a bigger charisma vacuum than both of these characters. So, like, I don't even know what people are on about that. Ivor, not to go on a tangent, worst character, one of the worst characters in gaming history. I'm not even joking. Like, that's how much I hated Ivor. But yeah, Yasuke and Naoya are charisma vacuums, but like, yo, it's a fun open world to explore for some people. You're gonna have the content. It's a lot of content. People are gonna get into the setting. Like, again, you know if you like these styles of games, and if you do, you can check it out. But again, the story I didn't really get into, and the main characters are charisma vacuums. But like, Ubisoft isn't in the business of making an Ezio or an Edward anymore. They'd rather make charisma vacuums because I guess that's what they enjoy doing. But I digress. $49.99 on that. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. This just came out and it's down to $39.99. You know, Pro Skater's those games that I feel like you could always pop in and have a good time with. I get that some people find it very difficult to, you know, chain the tricks and whatnot and get higher multipliers. If you spend time with it, I feel like Pro Skater is a game that it'll reward you if you spend time on it, and you'll figure it out. Everybody figures out Pro Skater if you just sink the time into it. Like, I sucked playing Pro Skater 1 and 2, but after you sink a good bit of time into it, you'll figure it out. You manual, you do your ollies, you manual again. You can chain these tricks all day long, and, you know, hitting 1 million point combos, that's a pretty rewarding feeling. I gotta say, in Pro Skater, hitting a 1 million point combo, which I very rarely do, but hitting that for me, I'm like, man, that's one of the better feelings you can have. $39.99 for that, $10 off. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is 40 bucks. I always say this is a game that is absolutely not gonna be for everyone, but the people that do enjoy it are gonna get absolutely immersed into it. They're gonna sink 100 plus hours into it, and it's gonna be one of their favorite, if not their favorite game of the year. I think narratively it's great. The historical backdrop is great. You know, the combat is the combat. I'm not a big fan of the combat. Some people really like it. Other people not so much. And I'm in the not so much category, but I think all of the other strengths of the game really outweigh that. So $40 on that. And then Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, the Arcade Classics, is $24.88. I mean, we're in the spirit of EVO. So much fighting game news coming out, and this is one of the best collections you can pick up. MVC2 is goated. One of the most iconic fighting games of all time, and the whole collection for 25 bucks is great. So links to all of those in the description box below. If you do buy anything from Amazon using our affiliate links, we do get a kickback, so that is much appreciated. But that'll do it for me. Battlefield 6 beta preload live right now. Gonna be definitely hotly played come this weekend, and it'll be interesting to see if the servers get cooked, but it'll be fun time nonetheless, and might be something that sells people on the game, because EA does need to do that, but I think the momentum is absolutely there, so might be a lot of hopium. We shall see. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.